All right, so welcome to the Arizona Sports Show. I'm your host Noah here. So we got a lot to talk about. So the Arizona Diamondbacks have been eliminated from the 2025 MLB playoffs. So their season's about done. So am I disappointed? Yes, I am. Am I angry? No. Am I about to go on and yell and rant? That's not coming from me at all. And I must say, though, this season has been pretty interesting to say the least. And it's going to come to an end, sadly. So, a lot to talk about when it comes to the MLB playoffs. Now, you got the Mets and Reds that are about to, clash in for that final wild card spot. Finally get to see the Cubs in the playoffs, so interestingly to know, but a lot to talk about. Do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe, comment down below, give me your thoughts. So, yeah. So, we're going to lay down the factors. I'm not going to shy away from my opinion. But the first factor has to be the bullpen, obviously. They had over 40 blown saves. And the blown saves can be laid into several things. Bad management, injuries, of course, and just overall bad luck to the bullpen. But it could also be that the Diamondbacks can't score enough runs and the bullpen can't save them. So that could be it, and so on. The bullpen has just not been very good. You know why? Because Mike Hazen can't address it. Mike Hazen cannot seem to address the bullpen. And it can kind of put Torey in a bad spot. I'll get to Torey later. But yeah, the bullpen has just been really bad. Over 40 blown saves. I mean, if they had almost like half of those saves, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. It's baseball. It can happen. But when you have over 40 blown saves, that can be a problem. And that's why that the Diamondbacks need to fix it. And Mike Hazen can't do it. So Mike Hazen has to go. He has to be fired. And then number two, nobody wants to hear this excuse, but let me fix this. The injuries, obviously. The injuries. Yes, I said it. The injuries. This has to be the most injury-riddled season the Diamondbacks have had. Bar none. Bar none. I know people don't want to hear that excuse, okay? Other teams have dealt with injuries also, so Diamondbacks are not the only one, but they used 30 different pitchers. That doesn't just mean starting pitching. 30 different pitchers before the All-Star break during late July. I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just so many people hurt on this team. It wasn't even funny. The injuries could be caused by bad training staff, just bad luck and just not being able to give guys time off. That's on Torey. But it's just, injuries are just bad luck, and that's just all there is to it. You can't overcome that. You can't overcome losing AJ Puck, Justin Martinez, and so on. And then having guys not play for a very long time, and it hurts. And the reason why that the Diamondbacks were being able to get that far or get that close to the playoffs was because the New York Mets kept collapsing. But then you have that third other factor, and it's not really a shock to anybody. It's got to be the manager, Torey Lovullo. I mean, Torey has costed the D-backs probably over 20 to 30 games. And those games really hurt. I mean, a lot of them really mattered the most. And I think Torey Lovullo should be the one to go. Not just Mike Hazen, but Torey Lovullo has to go. And the decisions, especially the one with Zach Gallen not being able to pitch Thursday, you really killed this guy. You literally did not let him pitch Thursday. I don't get it. You let him pitch against the Padres yesterday, where the Diamondbacks lost 7-4. You didn't even let him pitch in a game where the Diamondbacks got absolutely just mauled 8-0 against the Dodgers. He didn't start that game. That was Chris Matt. And they built Chris Matt. Why didn't you let Zach Gallen start that game? And when people ask him about the decisions, he starts getting upset with the fans. He starts getting upset when people question him. And then he starts blaming the players, throwing his players under the bus. That's not good. That's how you lose a locker room. That's how you lose the fan base. And then And then early in the season, he was asked about the decisions about, Perdomo bunting or not bunting or whatever. And he called the fans common fans. Oh, the common fans. They don't understand a thing about baseball. Guys, it's not my words. Those are his words. Calling the fans common fans, that's how you lose a fan base. That's how you lose the locker room, the clubhouse, the organization. And it just, yeah. And I know there was things that were out of his control, like having to sell at the deadline, having players getting hurt and stuff, and then the bullpen not doing its job. But there was times where Torey would send in the wrong guy into the closer role, send the wrong guy in the bullpen role, and he would leave him out there to die on an island. And then there was occasions where when the starting pitching wasn't doing good, he would leave him out there to die on an island. You take Brandon Pfaadt, for example. He gave up like 8 to 9 runs against the Washington Nationals of all teams, and he would leave him out there to die on an island. He wouldn't pull him out until the game was already out of reach. You cannot do that at all if you are the manager. And I know it's going to happen sometimes, but when a pitcher is starting to show fatigue and not doing well or tipping their pitches much less, you got to pull him out of the game. You got to pull the plug on that outing. And he doesn't know when to do that. He had 2 playoff appearances in 9 years. I cannot I cannot for the life of me fathom him being the manager for 2026. That's just not happening. But I think I said my piece. I think I said what I needed to say. But we all know who won the division of the NL West. No surprise, the Dodgers. They clearly deserve it. The Diamondbacks don't deserve to make the playoffs. I'm sorry. I mean, when you have, 3 factors. I just gave you the 3 factors, guys. Bullpen, injuries, and Torey Lovullo. That's all I got to say. I could have added Mike Hazen, but I'm not going to do that. But September 28th cannot come fast enough. That will be the end of the season for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Or maybe later after the season, maybe they'll fire Torey Lovullo. I don't know. King Hendricks has the final say. We don't have the final say. We don't work for the organization, unfortunately. So, I think that's about it. I hope you guys have a God bless Saturday.